So Donald Trump denying charges of sexual impropriety less than a week after insisting that he never touched any women in that way. Joining me now, Washington Times editor Kelly Riddell, Boston Herald columnist Adriana Cohen, and Democratic strategist Mike Tobman. Kelly, let me start with you. Donald Trump on fire today. In fact, suggesting he's got even proof to underscore the fact that none of these allegations never happened. Of course, a lot of people worried about, not worried, but wondering about the timing. We know about the October surprises, but this is more flame on a fire for now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's more flame on the fire, and it's not looking good for Donald Trump. You know, the thing with this is when Juanita Broaddrick, back in the 90s, brought up her claims of decades-old abuse by Bill Clinton, the major networks didn't take it.
Right.
You had Lisa Myers, who basically did an investigative piece on her, and she dotted every I and checked every T. This was a very thorough investigation, looking into receipts, records, trying to find alibis, cooperation where it could be. You know, I don't know if the New York Times had that much time to put together that much of an emphasis on their reporting. And it's really hard without that to know, are these claims true? Are they false? And therein lies the real problem for the American electorate. Until you can actually go out there with such, because this is explosive stuff. Unless you know for certainty that it is true, there's a responsibility on the journalist to present that. And I feel like it's been a little irresponsible in the reporting thus far.
Well, it wouldn't be the first time, right, Adriana? Rolling Stone and New York Times, you know, the lacrosse team. You know, we've seen this before. This would not be the first time. And, of course, there's a rush to get it out because it's not necessarily, quote-unquote, news after 25 or 26 days from now. Having said that, were you satisfied with the way Donald Trump came out and vigorously stated his case today?
I think he did the right thing. You have to defend yourself, especially if you're falsely accused. Now, we don't know what the facts are yet. They're still unfolding. But, you know, we have a justice system today where you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But what's been happening now is the left-leaning media are making him, they've already given the verdict. He's guilty in the court of public opinion. And I think that's just really damaging. And I also question the timing of this, like Kelly mentioned. With these women who are bringing forth allegations, even if they were true, why didn't they bring them up 10 years ago, 15 years ago, allegations from 30 years ago? Why couldn't they bring it up a year ago? You know, they're just bringing it up now, 3 weeks from an election. That, I'm sorry, but I'm a little cynical.
Michael, it does not pass the smell test for a lot of people for a number of reasons. The timing, of course. Also, you know, Donald Trump, a billionaire, you don't want to go after him. Okay, maybe you don't want to go after him criminally. A civil suit is a lot easier to win. If this is something that hurt you, destroyed your life, perhaps that would have been a way to get some form of justice. None of those things happened.
Well, that's the definition of an October surprise. The timing is not peculiar. The timing is exactly what it's supposed to look like. And to the earlier point from my colleague, it's not even apples and oranges to compare the examination of Bill Clinton's alleged improprieties back then to now, because what drives reporting now is a 24-hour news cycle, Twitter, social media,
so then you admit that the media took the various charges against Bill Clinton very lightly. They did not add.
The reporting was completely different. It was a different time.
Well, you want to call it a free pass?
I don't want to call it a free pass. I would say it's not even, it doesn't even bear comparison. The only thing they have in common is that it's called news, but back then it was print media pretty much only, some talk radio, and people did research and they didn't feel pressured by Twitter and by social media and Facebook and other outlets to jump on this and get it, because it's not only not news 25 days from now, it's not news in 15 minutes. So maybe there were...
But certainly a double standard, though.
There is definitely a double standard, because Donald Trump rolled out Bill Clinton rape accusers, or, you know, sexual impropriety in that press conference right before the debate just last weekend. So why isn't the New York Times and other left-leaning outlets investigating their stories and giving those women the respect that they deserve?